WCCB News Edge with Morgan Fogarty and Rance Adams starts now.
Your turn.
Is my chest gonna look like yours?
Indeed. Touch it.
Indeed. Trying to make those New Year's resolutions stick? Well, maybe you need a trainer, or maybe you're not working out, just trying to stick to a diet or find a new job or start a relationship or expand your mind. It's been 1 week since we all resolved to do something new this year. And we want to know how's it going for you. This is The Edge. I'm Morgan Fogarty.
And I'm Rance Adams. The odds at this point are still in your favor. Studies show that within the first week, about 75% of people who made resolutions are sticking to them. After 6 months, about half of us are still at it. Hearing those success rates might even be the encouragement some of you need to stick with it.
But it also means 1 week in, 25% of us have quit. So the question is, what are you doing to keep your resolutions going?
We already talked about it. I don't make resolutions. I failed miserably in years past, so I'm trying to live day to day in the moment. If I plan a resolution too far in advance, I'm just setting myself up for failure.
Okay.
I admit it.
Chris Fauci wrote, my resolution was not to make any, and I'm doing just fine. And Dave Ferguson wrote, just following the plan. Repetition is the mother of retention. You hear a lot of times it takes about a month to create a new habit.
Oh, right.
Do it 30 days, it might stick.
I'm trying to do that. Well, if I do have a resolution, what's that thing you put $1 in 1 week, $2 in the next week, and build up that fund? You never heard about that?
Is that just a savings account, Rance?
Well, you got to do something. But what is your resolution?
I've not heard that.
Oh,
my resolutions, I had a list of them to be more patient.
Somebody put that on Facebook, and they said they're failing miserably.
I'm failing miserably at that as well.
You got a good excuse, though.
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
Can you tell my husband that?
Well, for him, just make some space in the garage, brother. You're going to need it.
Yeah. And also, I wanted to be more mindful of enjoying the present and being grateful and sort of taking time to stop and smell the roses. So with only a weekend, I'm working on it, but we'll see.
That's the tough part, especially with some of the stuff we've seen in the news lately.
Yeah,
so.
Very hard. Our man on the edge, Robert Wilder, already gave up on his hopes and dreams, but how do you guys keep at it?
I mean, I'm doing it today. My resolution was to be more adventurous. Okay. And I've never ridden these bikes. Yeah. So
Charlotte bike.
Yeah. So this is our first time doing it. It was really fun. Yeah, it's really cold though.
That's part of the adventure.
Yeah. It's really fun.
Where y'all headed? Just around?
We're just riding around.
Basically just keeping myself very positive and active. Basically just doing a lot of brainstorming to see what I can bring more to my community. Yeah. Right now I'm at the RAIN organization, and we're doing a little bit of training up there to bring more things for our young youth here in the community.
Did you not make one?
I didn't make one.
No?
No, I didn't.
There's nothing you need to change in your life? Do better?
I don't know. I just let go of that.
Some people who just don't believe in making resolutions. It's fine. You'll figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
Set any goals for yourself?
Exactly. Yeah, I guess so. That's how you live life.
Yeah. Well, by constantly getting up every morning and thanking the Lord for seeing another day. Yeah, because, as you look...
New Year's resolution is just to keep living?
Well, actually, to keep living and be aware of the times that we're living in.
Okay, all right, yeah. Focus on the now.
Again, the question of the night. What are you doing to keep your New Year's resolutions? Now that we're 1 week in, Facebook or tweet it.
Gary Romaine is running 4 miles a day and eating home-cooked meals. Good for him.
Good man.
One thing the Panthers have resolved to do is win, win, win. WCCB Charlotte is pounding through the playoffs right alongside the Cats. And WCCB Charlotte sports anchor Brandon Davidow is already in Seattle to greet the Panthers when they get there later today. Brandon, what is going on? You were talking earlier about how interesting their stadium is built to trap sound and make it that loud and difficult for the visiting team.
Yeah, there's a whole science behind it of how, the sound basically makes a big circle, half a circle back down onto the field, and it really creates chaos. I was speaking to one Seattle official here, and they say one of their favorite things to do is stand on the side of the field and be able to watch an opposing quarterback just try and figure out what in the world to do, because they're screaming, they're trying to make people hear, and they just can't. So it's an interesting place to watch a football game and talking to these guys. But if Cam Newton and this offense can get a quick start, score a couple touchdowns early, hopefully you can quiet down this crowd.
I don't see it happening. Those Seattle fans are voracious. But do us a favor when you're out there. Will you record some of the audio when that place is at its loudest? I just want to hear it in real time.
The only problem is it's gonna blast through the speakers. It's not gonna be audible at all, because it's going to be so loud. If you go online, go to YouTube and hear that Marshawn Lynch run and see some of that video, you can't even hear anything because it's blasting through. One thing I gotta say, which doesn't make sense to me, these games that have been played over the last 3 years, the Seahawks have won, they've only won by 4 or 5 points. The line right now is 11, an 11-point line. It makes no sense to me why the Seahawks are up by that much.
Who knows? Vegas doesn't know what they're talking about, right? Right? Can we say that? Yeah.
We can say that.
Brandon Davidow live in Seattle
right.
for us tonight. Thank you, Brandon. We're going to check back in with you tomorrow as well. We appreciate you, and we're excited that you're all the way out there in Seattle. Very cool.
We're pounding through the playoffs, following the Panthers with live reports from Brandon Davidow during WCCB News at 10. The battle in Seattle going down Saturday night.
And also, there's a really weird article on WCCBCharlotte.com right now where one of the Seahawks players compares the Panthers to an attractive cousin.
That's weird.
It's really weird. I'll tweet it out. A little later, comedian Jen Kirkman brings her brand of funny to the edge, and this big guy is all packed up and ready to go at the train station, that dog we just showed you, and if the police can't figure out who helped him pack, they're in a ton of trouble. Look at that little guy.
And later, you think your job is bad? What if you had to work with this guy?
That dog? I would like to work with. Oh, that guy.
That's a very untalented guy.
Oh, my gosh. Phylicia Rashad saying she was misquoted with her "forget these women" comment about the Bill Cosby situation, that she actually said it's not about the women, it's about the obliteration of legacy. The reporter stands by the quote, but says that it has been taken out of context and that Rashad said it as a transition to another thought. Like, forget the women. Let's talk about, not saying forget the women. They're irrelevant. Their stories are all irrelevant. She's saying, I didn't mean it like that, and it's been taken out of context.
Just goes to show that you can't tell tone in print, text, email, and so,
tweet.
Yeah. So it's just one of those, because I skewered her last night, so whatever.
Well, we've scoured the news for a handful of the craziest content out there.
Reed, 6 Edge on the clock time.
The incredible controversy building over Justin Bieber's Calvin Klein ads, a little something extra added through Photoshop. We're talking about the manly hair on his ab area. In real life, Justin is smooth like a baby. Are you surprised?
You know what I love the most about these ads? Oh, just ruined it. I was going to say he's not talking. He did talk. I don't like this.
I wish we had this was like next week when Saturday Night Live comes back, and that one lady that always does the Bieber stuff. I would love to see her take on it. He's always got that little, yeah.
He's like a little kid. How old is he?
He's 20-something now.
He looks like he will always look like a little boy to me.
Well,
no matter how many muscles and tattoos he gets, he's a little boy forever.
Sharpay in Scotland being taken care of now after some tool abandoned him at a train station tied to a suitcase with all the puppy's stuff inside. Seriously, what is wrong with people?
Seriously, Reed, that's a great question. I don't know. What is wrong with people?
People are losing. That was a cute dog.
It's a precious dog, but I will say this. At least they didn't kill the dog or leave the dog somewhere where it was going to get hit by a car or leave it tied to a tree with no food and shelter. I mean, at least they put it somewhere that people found it and took care of it.
Now, it's illegal to leave your dog just anywhere in Scotland.
Yeah,
so
you can't abandon your animal.
Yeah, if they find out who did it, but they say the dog's got a sweet temperament, no problems.
I think that's a really cool law that they have in Scotland. If the authorities track you down after you've abandoned your animal, you can be permanently banned from having pets again.
It's kind of a Lithuanians Got Talent TV show for our next story here, except that Lithuania doesn't. This knife thrower hit his assistant twice, nearly stabbing him in the head. But the assistant stuck it out, so which one of them should quit the business first?
This is insane. This is insane. I love this line from an article that was written about it. This guy claims his skill is knife throwing, although I suspect his real talent is killing assistants.
And that dude didn't flinch. He just took it. Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh.
What was he on? He had to be on something, because I would have flipped. Dude, you're stabbing!
That poor kid.
And that kid's like, this is what I did for an apprenticeship? This is my life?
The knife thrower was like, stand there. I will throw this at you.
Don't move.
The camera is on us right now.
Makes me think of What's Love Got to Do with It? Ike and Tina. Don't move. Sally Mae, whatever her name is.
That is bad. Here's a quick look at another argument to put cameras on every cop. This officer in New Mexico was recording during the entire encounter he had with a suspected drunk driver, which means he caught her on camera plotting to trump up sexual harassment charges. Obviously, he's not in any trouble, but she is. She somehow slipped her cell phone into her bra when she went into the restroom at the police station. She called somebody saying, how can I get this guy in trouble? I'm going to say that he sexually harassed me. He heard it all, and his body camera recorded their entire interaction, and he did not sexually harass her.
Yeah, he went to the door, and then she's like, you inappropriately touched me, and he's like, no.
No, ma'am, and it's all recorded. Still ahead, the hilarious Jen Kirkman joins us between her Comedy Zone sets.
And with celebrities making butt selfies the new thing, somebody saw a need and filled it. Their new invention, next.
Butt selfies. Oh boy, here's just what we need. A new device specifically designed to help people take selfies of their derrieres. Apparently, the Belfie is a real thing.
The name's short for butt selfie, and it's just a stick that holds your phone behind you. But with celebrities like Kim Kardashian and Nicki Minaj bringing booty to Instagram and Twitter, seems like there's a real need.
Oh yes, this is a need. This is a necessary thing to have in our lives.
There's a rumor that Nicki Minaj had a booty reduction.
I'm being sarcastic, by the way.
I know. Crazy.
A booty reduction?
Mm-hmm.
Why would she have a booty reduction?
Did you not see her high school picture when she had none to what she had now? So the implants are being reduced. Speaking of selfies, this picture of Malia Obama is causing controversy for more than a security issue. Clearly, she's not using her hands, which prompted this passionate analysis from somebody we know.
And first of all, it's not a selfie because both of her arms are visible in the picture. Selfies are when you take the picture yourself, so that is incorrect.
Very valid observation.
That was a genius, whoever said that.
But there are dozens and dozens of news and gossip sites still reporting the story, still calling it a selfie. So how do you define it?
So now we're going to say the media is right about this when the media is wrong about so many things? Look, you want to come to the edge? I'll give you the truth, whether you can handle it or not. That is not a selfie. And everybody who's calling it a selfie is wrong.
They are wrong. We're talking with comedian Jen Kirkman when we come back.
But right now, it's your last chance for today's headlines with WCCB News at 10 anchor Will Kennedy.
A spike in flu deaths. 30 people in North Carolina died from the flu last week. That is more than double the number from the previous week. 2 people in Northwest Charlotte are dead, shot during what police suspect was a drug deal. And Duke Energy asking customers to conserve power tonight as demand spikes thanks to that bitter cold outside. In fact, Reg Taylor gets us our last chance forecast coming up next.